Chase, it is great to see you, my friend. Uh, you were a guest in our very first week of late night, I was told.
The very first week, man. I think that was, what, 2009 maybe, or
Oh my God. How was I
2000?
terrible? What was your experience?
No, you were great. I mean, it was probably when the first iPhone came out. I don't know. No, it was amazing. It was amazing.
It was years ago, I
You,
know.
you've been crushing it so far. So
Oh,
yeah, good,
you're the
good job.
best, but please. I know Sundays are a big deal for you now that football is back. You're a huge Dallas Cowboys fan. Are you enjoying it so far?
Hey, last night they finally came through for us. It was almost overtime, but yeah, it was. It's good. I was prepared for football to not come back and actually have it come back's been nice. So yeah, grew up in Dallas, big fan, and
You've been a Cowboys fan since you were a kid, and then your sister married Tony Romo. What? That must be
it
great to
was.
have
It was very surreal. Become friends with them. I mean, we were the family that took ridiculous Christmas pictures in front of the fireplace with like cowboy starter jackets and white turtlenecks, and that's a true
Really?
story. So yeah, and it was the '90s because of the starter jackets. But yeah, we did. So when he became a part of our family, it got watching those football games became a lot more nerve-wracking, and yeah, it was good. So
Is it bizarre to have him like he's in your family? He's in your house. I mean, like you see him on Thanksgiving and stuff. I mean, do you talk to him about football or no?
we did. He was always good, and he's done a good job. Obviously, after games, he would always record them and sort of we'd go back to the house. He'd gather everyone around. He had a little pointer, and he would like break down these plays, and we knew he was going to be good, become a good announcer after the fact. But yeah, it's a lot less, not a lot of stressful. My mom's not hiding in the broom closet anymore, just hoping it all goes away.
Yeah, exactly. Did you play football when you were in high school?
I did a little bit. I tried, but when we realized I wasn't going to be over about 5'11", 170 pounds, my dad was like, maybe try something. Darts is always good. Golf. There's golf. There's
Darts.
competitive darts, a big thing down here. So yeah, I transitioned pretty quickly into something different.
I have to ask you this story for this question because I think it's one of the most funniest things I've ever heard. I read. You already know what I'm going to ask you about, right? Is this true that you
I don't.
Is it true that you once turned down an opportunity to become a Chippendales dancer? Is that?
Oh, actually, yes, that actually is a true story. That was probably back in the first iPhone days. Blake Lively actually loves this story, and I've never gotten to fully tell it. But no, so yes, I did turn it down. I lived in New York. It's cold. I like to work out at the gym in my building, and usually no one's ever up there, except this one guy. Yeah, he would always be up there, smelling good, like cologne, tight clothes. I thought he was a trainer, and yeah, he kind of comes up to me one day, a bit of a close talk. I was like, super nice, by the way, but he's like, hey, are you like a model type? Are you a model? And I'm kind of like, I'm kind of like a workout alone, no conversation type, but I'm teasing. He was very nice. He asked me for some headshots, which I, usually carry with me to the gym, but didn't have on that day.
Yeah, everyone
And,
brings their headshots to the gym.
he goes, hey, I do this boot camp. Would you like to try out for Chippendales? And he was like, do you know what Chippendales? I'm like, yeah, I know what Chippendales is. I'm going to politely decline that offer, but I have a plan B. I have a backup plan. I'll call you if I ever need to. So
I think he
yeah,
would have been great. I think he would have been great.
this is pre-Magic Mike days. I really messed up. I should have done it. So
What would your name? What would your name? Would you change your name?
oh, something from like American Gladiator, like Nitro or Turbo or
The American Gladiators.
Champ Crawdaddy. That'd be a good one. We'll see. We'll see.
Dude, obviously we got to know you from Gossip Girl, and I know they're redoing it or something like that. But it's having a giant resurgence now with teenagers now. It's pretty interesting to. Do you have kids coming up to you and quoting Gossip Girl or no?
It is weird. Netflix is now that's there. It just is. It's it's the same demographic that keeps coming up. Yeah, I do have a lot of the same sort of 15 to 20-year-old girls coming up and loving the show, and The Boys has sort of offered me a different demographic, which is nice. So now I go up to the airport, and this one time this guy, the TSA guy's kind of like staring me down, and I'm like, oh, anything on me? I don't know. I'm kind of sweating it out, and I get up there, and he's like, I knew it, man. The Deep. He gives like a big bear hug. I'm like, wow. I'm usually not prepared for that. For the guys coming up and loving the show. The Deep. Yeah.
It's a great name. Well, let's talk about The Boys. Season 2, new episodes every Friday. It's a different take on superheroes, right? How would you explain The Boys?
The elevator pitch is sort of like, what if Marvel was real? What if superheroes were owned by a big corporation and were sort of just jerks? Just, human nature sort of was in the gears of that, and it was like a normal, it was normal. Like, it wasn't like the formulaic superhero, and it's good. It flips it on its head. I play a superhero called the Deep, and is like a satirical Aquaman type who can only really swim, breathe underwater, and talk to the local lobster. That's
his superpower. This season,
that's it.
This season, the Deep, your character sings a duet of "You Are So Beautiful" with his gills, voiced by Patton Oswalt. What was that like?
Oh, it was very original. It was very original. Yeah. I've been preparing for that my whole career, Jimmy. Yeah, it'd been great. No, I think Seth Rogen and one of the other producers, I saw them like a year ago, and they were like, tell him what we got for the Deep, And he's like, you're going to go on a journey of self-discovery after drinking some psychedelic mushroom tea, and you're going to have to sing. So
and there you go.
And they did it. Yeah, big curveballs all the time.
A lot of fun stuff on the show. Already renewed for a 3rd season, so congrats on that. I want to show everyone a clip. Here is Chase Crawford in The Boys. Take a look.
Hey, that's my shoulder.
What?
Right there. It's my shoulder. They cut me from the picture. They can't just cut me from the picture. They can't cut me out.
Okay, that's enough. Time to go.
Just get me to the lava flow, please.
I said it's time to go, or I call TMZ.
Chase Crawford, check out new episodes of The Boys on Amazon Prime Video. We'll be right back with a performance from Polo G. Stick around. Thanks again,
See you, Jimmy.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on.